Hi there user, how you doing? It's Hussein Zaidi at salesandmarketingforyou.com. I wanted to take a few minutes to basically finish up my discussion. My last video, the VBANT video, vision, budget, time frame, authority, and need, right? Vision, budget, authority, need, and time frame. So you need to make sure that your contact within a company who you're calling has the vision, has budget, authority, need, and time frame. You need 3 or 5 out of these things from the way I've trained and the way I train my folks, my clients, my customers, anyone who I come into contact with, who I can have this discussion with. I'll say there's 5 steps to a call, and in terms of the qualification process, you've got VBANT. After that, you're off to the races. So I went through a couple of these steps last time, and I just wanted to finish off. Intro, this is Sabrina Chand calling from the Globe and Mail. The guy will say, I don't have time for this. If he knows what you're talking about, he'll say, I don't have time for this, I'm busy, call me back, and or whatever, he'll shut you down. Most people just don't, I'm surprised most people just don't hang up as soon as they hear something like that. Like, I hang up on people all the time. I've gotten fired from like jobs and whatnot for similar things. Anyway, because I mean, if you're going to lie and get ugly with the guy, just hang up, right? I don't know, is that like kosher or not? Anyway, he's going to say, what is this? Or what are you talking about? And then you go permission 1. Well, we help customers. I know that you guys are involved in the Flexiplex or steam rolling grass or AstroTurf, or you guys make sky domes or your submachine component units or whatever. And we will help you boom and boom. We'll help you do this. We help these. So your value pitch, I just saw this great webinar, and guy said something like, your value pitches, we do this and this for these and these kinds of people. That's a great thing. So let's just put that on there. So we do, what do you do? What do you do? Okay? And who do you do it for? Now the how and all this shit comes down in your squeeze. You can go into the how over here, right? And you should actually talk about the price. Listen guys, if you're worried about your customer getting sticker shock, my buddy Jesse Aust at Onvia. Hey Jesse, what up, baby? Austin, Texas, man. Austin, Texas for life, eh? He's not from there. His name is Aust. Guys, our solution was only $8,000, and potentially we gave people a multi-million-dollar solution because we gave them access to government contracts at the state, local, and county, and federal, and city level, all levels of government across the United States. You have unfettered access into database, contacts. So basically, you could become a billionaire, literally, by spending $8,000. Jesse was like, if your guy that you're selling to, you're scared of telling him the price because you think he's going to have sticker shock, the more you delay something like this, you got to ask the hard questions. Let's just put it that way. It's something John Costigan would say, and I'll prop him again. John taught me that you have to sell smiles, and he taught us a bunch of other stuff at Oracle. Okay, I was with Oracle University, the education arm of Oracle. So our value pitch is pretty simple. Obviously, Oracle customers, and we used to say something like, I don't even know where we came up with it. Like somebody, I think I came up with it from like another webinar, and it seemed like the right thing to say. So it was like, if you buy a Ferrari and you spend 200 grand or to 300 grand on a topped up Ferrari Testarossa, you're not going to hand the keys of that car over to a 16-year-old, right? Why? Because that 16-year-old, A, can't appreciate it, and B, can't use it the way it should be used, right? That 16-year-old, he basically won't have the education and experience and whatnot to utilize something like that. Now, to say he doesn't need it because he's too young, that's being age sexist or whatever that is, age discrimination. If you got a guy like Mark Zuckerberg who's about 30 years old and a multi-billionaire 30 times, like so many times over, right? I mean, he gave like $100 million to an education charity on Oprah. And people are so retarded, and they'll be like, well, he did it for tax benefits. Maybe he did. But do you think at the end of it, he was net positive or net negative? I don't know, but philanthropy is not something that I would sneeze at, right? You need a heart. You need to be like Bill and Melinda Gates, right? They're giving all their money away. Warren Buffett, he's giving all his money away, about like most of it at least. 40, 50, 80%. I used to work at Oracle, as you may know. I just mentioned it. That's a good tip right there, right? Listen to your customer. Listen to your customer. Sabrina goes in. She's got her script, but she's got one ear open. You're always trying to get your customer to talk to you. So as soon as they start talking, don't shut them down. Listen to what they're saying. Don't be scared. Okay, ask the hard questions and don't be scared of the hard answers. The guy's going to be like, how much does it cost? You'll be like, 20 bucks, 200 bucks, 20,000 bucks, 2,000 bucks, 200,000 bucks. You might just use only. Oh, it's only 2,000 bucks. So then train yourself. If you really wanted to study affirmations, like I'm writing this book called Anti-Self-Help. Like people stand in front of the mirror and they'll be like, I'm the greatest sales guy in the world. Like I beat my quota every month. And it's all lies. The body's allergic to lies, guys. But you should ask hard questions and you'll get the answers that you need to work on. That becomes your sales process, whatever he tells you. And if he's scared of your price, then whatever. Permission number one, we do what for who. And then you say, can I take a minute to chat with you about it? And what I'd like to do, and you might as well do a Jeffrey Fox move, how to be a rainmaker, okay? Jeffrey Fox will be like, you sell the chain, you show the chain and sell a link. So what I want to do is, I want to, like, you may just show 2 or 3 links in an enterprise deal, because the chain doesn't end, actually, Mr. Fox. That's the only thing, sir, with due respect. Okay, you don't mess with people who have the fruit on the tree, right? You got a Jeffrey Gitomer, the little red book of sales, or you got, Art Bushwald, or actually no, he's an LA Post columnist. There's all these great salespeople out there and trainers, and a guy like me who thinks he knows everything, let's say, I won't put these people down. John Costigan makes $1 million a year. I take his information and I add my stuff to it. Guys, you got to take this information, add your stuff to it. Pick up the phone. Hello, this is who from where. So so you're answering basically the 6 serving men, like Emerson said. Everything I ever learned in life, I learned from the 6 serving men of who, why, what, where, why, and when, or what have you, right? So who, where, I am who, I am Sabrina Chand, I'm calling from the Globe and Mail. Did I catch you a good time to chat for a minute? He'll try and shut you down. The funny thing is this, they can say whatever. They can say, listen, my wife just died and she got steamrolled. I'm sorry if that ever happens to someone, or you know someone that happened to. It's not funny if it happens to you. But regardless of what they say, unless it's something really tragic like that, you can simply say, well, I understand what you're saying. Always agree with your customer, and you should always agree with them. And what that is it's not you're being fake or facetious. You're simply acknowledging that you've heard them. It's a process called LAMA. Okay, listen, acknowledge, make a statement, ask a question. I usually just ask a question. It'll be LAA, Los Angeles Acrobatics. Okay, listen. Okay, acknowledge. Okay. Well, let me ask you this, because people don't have time for that statement part in the middle, eh? Anyway, I got an article on it on my website. If you just go to the Google search bar, like the Google search bar floats anywhere from the top of the sidebar down to underneath my Twitter feed, so you might have to scroll down, but put llama in there. The animal, llama. Listen, acknowledge, make a statement, ask a question. The guy will be like, my wife just got steamrolled. You'll be like, oh my God, that's so sad. Well, we do this and this. Can I take a minute to explain it to you, just in case? You might need newspapers in the hospital or something. I don't know. So we do this for this, and did I catch a good time for a minute? And then he says, no, get lost or whatever. Then you say, well, you know what? We do this for this, and can I just chat with you? Okay, so first of all, intro. This is who calling from where. They'll say what, and then you say, what we do is we do this for these kinds of people. May I take a minute to explain it? Okay, that's the 1-2. Okay? The 1-2. It's like Gary Vaynerchuk says, jab, 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 hook. Okay? This is like you're being cool with the guy and you're giving him, like, instead of just steamrolling him with your pitch, you're asking him for permission and you're acknowledging him and all this kind of stuff. You ask for permission twice. Okay, perm 2 is down here, but okay, so the who and the what is right here. Elevator pitch and perm 2. Okay, this is your 1-2. So you got the 1 here, you got the 2 there. Like hook, jab, jab, hook. You help the guy out, you respect the guy, you give him a reason to appreciate you, and then you go for your hook. Your hook is your squeeze right here. What is your squeeze? Your squeeze, okay, this stuff begins with your value proposition, but this stuff really belongs down here, okay? References. We do this for these kinds of people. You mentioned, so, and down here you might talk about, you know, you want to build trust, okay? And you want to make sure that you start hitting on some of the VBANT stuff. Does the guy have vision, budget, authority, need, time frame? You'll be like, well, aren't you meant to be telling him what you do? No, no. The whole process of this is to engage your customer. You might as well take the whole thing and turn it into a big E. Seriously, guys, you'll be like, this is crazy business. Freeze frame this and go through all my videos and read the notes. This is all you need. I'm not even going to write anymore. Everything's on here. Okay? E is we're simply engaging the customer. To what end? To get the vision BANT, VBANT stuff. Because once you've had the VBANT conversation with whomever you have it with, at that point, that person is your guy. Because he's committed himself to a certain outcome that you've promised you're going to deliver. So, you intro, you ask for permission, you give him the you intro, you ask for permission, he objects, you ask for permission again, and listen, if he says no second time, then don't go into your elevator pitch. Say, okay, that's fine. Can I call you back next time, or is there someone else I can speak to? Listen, the thing is, they say that a sales guy, he asks 7 times before he gets a deal. It's more like 17,000 times, right? Because there's no deal. There's just an ongoing relationship. And you never give up. If you have the right product and the right solution and the right company and the right people that are going to take care of your customer, you go out there and you go nuts. You call late, you call early, you call anyone, you talk to them, you say anything. Some days you might come in hungover, seriously. Some days you might come in, you're so heartbroken and depressed. You pick up the phone and you do your job. Your job is to pick up the phone and make dials. If you make 40 to 50 dials at a sales job, no one will ever fire you. They will keep training you unless it becomes patently clear to some executive manager that this person simply is not, it's not meant to be. Like the guy wants to be a pianist and he's only got 2 fingers. And by the way, a person with 2 fingers can be a great pianist. The squeeze, you're looking for a certain outcome. You're looking for your deal, okay, or the follow-up. Or you're moving the process along. You've got your sales process. So you open the door, you create some interest, you do an evaluation, then you have a negotiation, then you have a close. That's a whole separate set of videos that I may or may not make, inshallah, God willing. But for now, we can wrap it up here. You get your deal, or you talk about something new that you guys need to follow up on, or you say to him, like when you're showing him the chain, you say, well, all I'm going to do is send you some emails, and if there's interest down the line, we'll do a demo for you. So you do that. You might do that demo or presentation. You might have more meetings or whatever. Follow up. All you're trying to do in sales is smile, get the guy smiling eventually, and have a process of continual follow-ups. And you follow this process the same always. I always will say, if you've talked to me on the phone and I call you, I'll always say, I don't care if it's unless it's a personal call, I'll always say, if I call the hospital or I call my doctor or I call my psychiatrist, I'll be like, guys, this is what you need to do. This is Hussein, that I catch you at a good time for a minute. You're respecting the guy as a professional. You're respecting their authority. You're expecting the fact that they're giving you the time of day. I think this says it. If you got questions and you don't ask me them, then I hope you have good luck figuring them out. I'm for hire, but I work for free. I really just want to get to know you and your business. I support myself through a whole bunch of other methods. I just do this kind of stuff because I love doing it. It should be obvious by now. So I've wrapped it up under 15 minutes.